There is a quiet hour in the day that most people never meet. An hour before the noise begins, before the world asks anything from you, before expectations, comparisons, and excuses wake up. That hour is 5 in the morning. And it is not magical because of the clock. It is powerful because of the mindset it builds. Waking up at 5 a.m. is not about becoming productive overnight or proving discipline to the world. It is about choosing yourself before the world chooses for you. It is about saying, even silently, that your growth matters enough to give it your best energy. It is a declaration of self-worth that requires no audience, no validation, no external approval, just you and your commitment to becoming better. At 5 in the morning, your mind is not crowded yet. There are no notifications pulling you in different directions, no voices telling you who you should be, no demands from colleagues, friends, or family competing for your attention. In that silence, your thoughts are clearer, your intuition speaks louder, and clarity is where winners are made. It is in this undisturbed mental space that you can hear your own voice again, the one that gets drowned out during the chaos of a normal day. The winning mindset is not aggressive, it is intentional. People who win do not rush through life hoping things work out. They prepare, they strategize, they build foundations when no one is looking, and preparation happens best when the world is asleep and your mind is awake, fresh from rest, unburdened by the accumulation of the day's stresses and distractions. When you wake up early, you are not competing with anyone. You are aligning with yourself. You are creating space to think, to plan, to reflect, and to breathe. That space becomes strength over time. It becomes the reservoir you draw from when challenges arrive. It becomes the inner fortress that protects you from the chaos outside. This alignment with your authentic self, your goals, your values, creates an integrity that people can feel even if they cannot name it. Most people wake up late and spend the rest of the day reacting. Reacting to messages that could have waited, reacting to problems that could have been prevented, reacting to other people's priorities while their own dreams sit neglected in the corner. Reacting to life instead of designing it. But those who wake up early choose to respond instead of react. And that small difference changes everything. Response comes from a place of centeredness. Reaction comes from a place of emergency. One builds your life, the other fragments it. At 5 a.m., you can sit with your thoughts without interruption. You can ask yourself honest questions that deserve honest answers. Where am I going? What am I building? What do I need to let go of? Who am I becoming? What legacy am I creating? These questions rarely get answered in a busy day. They need quiet, they need space, they need a mind that has not yet been pulled in a dozen different directions. And in answering them regularly, you stay on course rather than drifting through years wondering where the time went. The winning mindset understands that discipline is not punishment. Discipline is self-respect. When you wake up early, even on days you don't feel like it, you are telling yourself that your goals are bigger than your comfort. You are saying that future you matters more than the temporary pleasure of hitting snooze. You are practicing the art of doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. And this practice translates into every area of your life. The person who can get out of bed when it is difficult can also have the hard conversation, make the difficult decision, or persist when the project gets challenging. This does not mean every morning is perfect. Some mornings are heavy with worry or sadness. Some mornings you feel tired in your bones, worn down by yesterday's battles. Some mornings you doubt yourself and wonder if any of this effort matters. But showing up anyway builds trust with yourself. And self-trust is the foundation of confidence. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, even a small one like getting out of bed at a certain time, you prove to yourself that you are reliable, that you can count on you. And when you believe that deeply, your entire relationship with life changes. At 5 in the morning, you don't need to do everything. You don't need to transform your entire existence before breakfast or achieve monumental breakthroughs in an hour. You just need to do something meaningful. Read a few pages of a book that expands your thinking. Write your thoughts and untangle the knots in your mind. Plan your day with intention so you are not tossed around by circumstance. Sit in silence and simply be present with yourself. Move your body gently and reconnect with your physical existence. Even 10 focused minutes at that hour are powerful because your mind is open, receptive, unburdened by decision fatigue. These small investments compound in ways you cannot immediately see. The winning mindset grows in repetition, not in motivation. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are unreliable guides for building a life. Motivation comes and goes like weather. It arrives with inspiration and departs with difficulty. Habits stay. Habits are the structures that hold your life together when motivation has abandoned you. When you wake up early consistently, you train your mind to lead instead of follow. You teach yourself that your decisions matter more than your feelings. You develop the capacity to act regardless of emotional state. And this capacity determines the quality of your entire life. There is also humility in waking up early. You realize that success is not loud. It is built quietly, privately, in moments no one celebrates. While others are asleep, you are investing in your future without applause, without recognition, without immediate reward. That quiet effort compounds. It accumulates in ways that are invisible until suddenly they are not. Until one day people ask how you changed so much, how you accomplished what you did, and you will know it was built in those silent mornings when you showed up for yourself. 5 in the morning teaches patience. It teaches you that growth takes time, that progress is not always visible, that transformation happens beneath the surface long before it shows on the outside. But if you keep showing up, something inside you strengthens. Your resolve deepens. Your character solidifies. Your vision clarifies. You develop a quiet power that does not need to announce itself. You become someone who finishes what they start, who follows through, who can be counted on, starting with counting on yourself. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop waiting for inspiration to strike or circumstances to align or confidence to magically appear. You create the moment. You manufacture the conditions for your own success by deciding that today, regardless of what today brings, you will take one step forward, and then tomorrow you will take another, and the next day another still. And in this way, you build momentum that carries you through obstacles that would have stopped you before. And slowly, without announcement, you begin to win. Not against others, because this journey was never about them, but against your old habits that kept you small. Your doubts that whispered you were not capable. Your excuses that protected you from trying. Your fears that convinced you to play it safe. You win against the version of yourself that settled, that accepted less, that believed the limitations others placed on you. That is the real victory. Not the external markers of success, though they often follow. Not the recognition or the achievements, though they have their place. The real victory is internal. It is becoming someone you respect. It is looking in the mirror and recognizing the person staring back as someone who honors their word, who pursues their potential, who lives with intention rather than accident. The 5 a.m. winning mindset is not about waking up early once and expecting transformation. It is about choosing discipline over delay, clarity over chaos, and purpose over comfort again and again and again. It is about understanding that excellence is not an event, but a practice. That winning is not a destination, but a direction. That success is not what you achieve, but who you become in the pursuit. And one day, you will realize that the life you dreamed of was built in those quiet mornings, when no one was watching, but you kept going. When there was no one to impress, but you showed up anyway. When the world was dark, and you could have stayed in bed, but you chose to rise. Those mornings were not wasted. They were invested. They were the seeds that grew into the forest of your life. That is what winning looks like. Not spectacular, not dramatic, just consistent, just committed, just willing to do today what others will not, so tomorrow you can live how others cannot. The world will wake up in a few hours. It will make its demands. it will pull you in every direction. But you will be ready because you met yourself first, because you invested in yourself first, because you chose yourself first. And that choice, repeated over time, changes everything.